Come on in. Oh, yeah. If you're coming to Humanity's Destiny, please come in. We're going to start. Welcome, everyone, to Humanity's Destiny, day one of your winter 2026 semester at Durham College. You're in the right place if you've chosen this journey we're going to be embarking on this semester, which is where are we going on planet Earth? Humanity, all 8 billion of us and growing, but essentially you should be in your Gen Ed elective that you picked called Humanity's Destiny. And if you're not and you happen to stumble into this class, maybe you want to stay for a little bit and see if this is something you might like. And then by the end of today's class, you're going to know more or less why you chose this class. I'm Professor Lon Appleby, and I teach everything that I teach at the college out of this room, which is the story of humanity, essentially. I teach short history of the world on Fridays, which is all about how did we get here, how does evolution work, who have been essentially building the great empires and societies and why they came and went, and who are the humans, what are they doing here, how did we get here. That's all essentially the story since the Big Bang 13.7 billion years ago. That's short history of the world all the way up until the present. Then I teach Global Leader on Wednesday mornings, which is essentially what are we doing on planet Earth now, we, humanity, the most developed, complex, dangerous force that has ever come to this planet. Much, much more than those huge, hulking, brainless creatures called the dinosaurs that were here for about 190 million years, and they didn't leave much behind. And we, in only about 10,000 years of civilization, have already begun to leave the planet and think about where are we going to go in our solar system. So we are a tremendous force, and that's Global Leader. And then there is Humanity's Destiny on Wednesday afternoons, which is where are we going? So I teach the past, present, and future of humanity. And it's something that I love to teach. It's a true labor of love. And what I want to do today is make sure that you understand some of the critical ideas and forces and perhaps reasons why you've chosen to take this class. I want to give you a chance to meet each other and experience how vigorously, and I think in an inspiring way, interactive this teaching style is that I have developed. And I've helped build this facility. And so I will tell you all about this global classroom as well. But I want you to know that in this course, in this exploration that we will be embarking on, we will be talking about the future, about this century, about this millennium and beyond. So nothing has happened yet. So how are we going to talk about all of these things if nothing has actually happened? Well, I just want to put you on a little bit of sort of notice that your imagination and your brain and all those neurons, those billions of neurons and synapses firing right now in this electric circus called the human brain is going to be very, very important in this class. And one of the things you're going to see, and I will stop momentarily so we can get ourselves organized, is that you and I, your children, your grandchildren, and all those others who will be coming after you are in a new world in this place called planet Earth. If you are religious and you subscribe to any kinds of important religious beliefs about who we are, you will find yourself completely respected and admired in this class for your faith and your devotion to the idea of a creator or a soul creator. However, you will find yourself profoundly challenged by the force of science and technology. So I just want to let you know, for all of the students who bring in their ideas of how they think we should behave, who we are, what we're doing here, and where we're going, we're in a very exciting and rattling time on planet Earth. And there is a battle going on between science and religion as we speak. But they don't have to be at war in this class. They're both greatly respected here. However, science will be the most important part of this class in terms of understanding who we are and where we are going. But I'm looking forward to the challenges and the discussions from everybody here, okay? So it's going to be a big, deep class. It's going to take us into places in the human imagination that I think you're going to find really exciting and interesting. So that's my way of just starting a little bit of a tease of what this is going to be. And I'm going to set things up for you in terms of how the classes are going to go, what the topics are going to be, which you see behind me now, how the marking will work and all of that. But really, the important thing is to know that you've entered into a learning space that is different. You might feel it already. And so let's just stop for a second and take a look at the big board behind me. This $500,000 video board that we have essentially built at the college, but I'm afraid now is, struggling because it can't be properly serviced, and nothing in this room right now can be really serviced because of economic problems at the college. So you're going to be watching me doing workarounds, technical workarounds a lot. But keep in mind, please, as I do these, that I don't really care if the tech doesn't work. Because I think that the more the tech breaks down, the more you're going to see that what matters on this planet are not the machines, but the humans. And what matters and what takes place in this classroom week after week is not going to be a fascination with engineering and technology and devices and how fast and how connected we can become, which is great. But in the end, it's this, the conversation, the interaction, the flesh and blood. It's you coming into this class and being human. So, am I making any sense right now? Let's just check and see. Normally, there are many other things that are working in this class, but as you can see up there in the top left-hand corner on our live stream on YouTube, I'm working right now with my laptop camera and my laptop microphone, and I can always switch as well to another camera that can show you, but none of the cameras are working in this room right now and won't be for a while. Not the microphones either. That's a problem. The college is trying to find the money to fix everything. Who cares? We'll make it work, okay? So the operative word is human, work around, and interact with each other. So why don't I stop and see if anybody wants to run out of here and go to another class and is wondering, what are you doing in this room? So does anybody have any questions? And sometimes we will go to Ryan over here who drops in, but he's not officially registered in the class, but it's wonderful to have him in the class because he's a big thinker. He comes from another class I've taught, and there are other students here as well. So, yes, what's your name? I'm Angelique. Angelique, welcome. I'm in my second semester of recreation therapy. Yes.
Stop the bad guys and then tell them what they did was wrong and then reinstate compassion. Humanity. Humanity is, I think, in my mind, humanity was nice to people and love each other. And
Yes, yes.
humanity, like, in the world, in the perfect world of humanity, people are not mean. People don't steal.
Go on, keep talking.
People don't break law.
Yeah.
And
Go on.
people don't break law.
Yeah, well, no, we're gonna get. I want to make sure that the people in the cosmos hear you. So here, I'm gonna do a bit of stick handling right now. What's that? No, no mics. Mic is my webcam now. Watch, but okay. So as you watch me do this, let me have my Connor McDavid moment. Okay. How many of you know who Connor McDavid is? The Edmonton Oilers, most beautiful hockey player to watch. He puts anybody to shame, including Austin Matthews, who, okay, I won't get into it. He moves beautifully and can react to any situation, and the puck sticks to his stick, and you just don't know what he's going to do. So now I'm going to stick handle and just kind of move with the class and try to make the tech work. Okay, so I brought that, we'll call that the puck for the moment, okay? I want to make sure that all of those people in the cosmos I call, which is out there synchronously and asynchronously, can hear you. And they can't if it's this microphone. So I'm going to not show you for now, but I'm going to do something because I want to make sure everybody just heard what you said. So now, here we go for experiment. And I can actually just have, do you mind being seen, or you don't care because I can just have you heard because there's a microphone on that and I'm stick handling. Okay, let's see if I can score. Now, for now, just so you're not too uncomfortable, I'm going to keep the microphone on that, but I'm going to bring the camera back here. Apparently this has been working. So we'll bring the camera back here. I'll just check if the microphone is over at Logitech. Yes, it is. So now, Angelique, could you please repeat what you just said? And in the cosmos, could you confirm that you can hear Angelique clearly? Say yes, all of you. So Angelique, please go ahead, rewind,
Yeah.
and tell us again that lovely thing you said.
I'm Angelique, and I am in my second semester of recreation therapy. And my idea of humanity was, I kind of brought up like when I was a kid, when I thought about humanity, I thought about the word compassion. And compassion means you're good to one another.
Yes.
And the police, I kind of thought were a good influence on me because they stop the bad guys and then they reinstate compassion if they're acknowledged for their mistakes.
Yes.
That's kind of my idea. But then I grew up in a way of, having this mindset of being good to one another, not breaking the rules.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you break the rules, you are breaking humanity. That's what I kind of thought. This is my
We
idea.
have a big thought that's going to get into the notes soon, but let me just stop you for a second and let's just check in and see. Oh, good. Carson, Jackson, everybody in the cosmos. Can you hear me nice and clearly now? Because I'm over with Angelique on the microphone. It should be yes. Light up that live chat, please, with yeses. Yeah, good. Okay, so this is going to work. I just saw it. See, that's what I mean. Watch Connor McDavid long enough, you can kind of deal with any situation. Right, gentlemen, who like coffee? Okay. All right. Now, let me come back for a moment to here because I want to make sure that we have everything working well today for everybody because there's a lot I have to explain. But I want to first thank Angelique for having the courage to start to speak in this class. There's going to be a lot of that this semester. And I want you to know that my teaching style is very much of the moment. I don't bring PowerPoints to the class. I don't do that. I actually like to think that we create our live PowerPoints with the notes over there. In a moment, you're going to see how that works. And we're going to be doing a lot of interacting. We're going to be doing a lot of writing. We're going to be doing a lot of thinking about this idea of humanity.
That was my idea of humanity. And then I've been in so many, and I actually did event security for 17 years.
Mm-hmm.
And then now I'm into the field of recreation therapy because I thought it was, even as far as first responders, I thought it was a population that needed recreation therapy. After going through so many years of burnout and exhaustion, it's just kind of.
Hold on, I think we have somebody here just for a moment who could be a great scribe today. Do you like to write?
Not really.
Do
I
you?
have a lot of ideas, but I basically don't like writing.
Okay,
I have a lot of ideas.
I'm going to, just for the sake of moving things along and make sure that everybody is clear on what's happening, I want to tell you that every class will have a note taker. And that note taker is going to stand over at that board and is going to take notes that we give to that person. And you're going to see that person writing on the big board here, all the critical, important ideas in the class. And that person will get 5 out of 5 every time they do that in a class for the participation mark that you get, which is worth 2.5% every week. So let me just start by saying, as I always will in every class, we have to pick our scribe today, our note taker. And I'm just, for the sake of moving things along, I'm going to suggest that Angelique just might be a pretty good note taker.
Well, I basically don't like writing.
Okay.
I have a lot of ideas, and if someone else comes up with them, I actually don't like writing.
Okay, well, I don't want to make it uncomfortable for you in any way. And I'm trying to just manage some tech today, so I can't go back and forth between your microphone and this for now. But for those of you in the Cosmos, just know that we have a great student in Angelique who has a lot to say, but I'm not going to put any pressure on her today to do the notes. But let's see, who else might like to walk out of here today with 5 out of 5? There we go. There's always somebody. Please, what's your name? Georgia? Okay, Georgia, could you go over here and I'm going to show Georgia how this is going to work. And for those of you in the Cosmos, I'll try to speak loudly so you can hear me on the laptop microphone. Normally, I have a microphone, I'd walk over here, that camera would pan over here, and we'd have the close-up of here, and it would all look like a cool television show, but the world is breaking down. Never be dark. But I am a little bit. Okay, so Georgia, could you please write down your name right there, because she is the first on board. Just your full name, okay? That could be tech. No, it works. It's just, you see, tech is a little sort of infantile, and it doesn't always do what you want it to do. It needs a strong hand. Tech is dumb. Yeah. Go ahead. So Georgia. Oh yeah, that's nice. But you can write. There we go. Write that, and by the end of the class today, all of you will be writing your names on that to show that you were on board for today's class. Okay? But we're just going to take this a little bit slowly. You're all going to be doing an activity shortly. For those of you in the Cosmos right now, online, joining us synchronously live, would you please put your full names into the live chat so we know exactly who you are and I can track the attendance and how this is going to work? Okay. Excellent, Georgia. You have your 5 out of 5 automatically, just even for having the courage to go up there. The next thing I just want to show you, one thing is go down to the bottom right-hand corner where you see the vertical lines, put your finger on that and just kind of swipe. Yep, there we go. That's going to be the next. This is how we're going to create our live slides, fresh out of the oven. Not that prepackaged stuff called PowerPoint slides that were done 5 years ago, and in which the professor spent probably too much of his time thinking about the images so it looks pretty as opposed to the content. We do content in this class, okay, as much as possible. So You can go back, okay? You take at the bottom left, you will see the same, and you'll get the hang of it when we go back and forth between the slides. But I'll help you later, okay? You're good for now. Stay there, please. Oh yeah, you've just begun. You've just begun. Not yet, not yet, okay? So I would like to explain a little bit more about this space and about this classroom before we really start going with an activity in which you're all going to meet each other. So a kind of speed meeting, speed dating activity. It's going to get kind of noisy here. But I want to help you to understand what exactly we're going to be doing this semester, week to week. And essentially, every week, you are going to be doing a discussion post. So could you just write down the course as the title, the course, okay, and just underline it, okay, the course. Humanities, oh, she's even Humanities Destiny, the course, great. You write down, absolutely, Humanities Destiny. I have to stay here. Have you noticed that when you see your fellow student writing something on a big board, you actually look? Have you ever noticed in, for example, this wonderful series of movies called The Bourne Identity? How many of you know the Bourne Identity movies? You know, yeah, great. Whatever happened to Matt Damon, Jason Bourne? It's all gone. But whenever he would go over to Berlin, you'd see Berlin right in here, London or Rio or, you know, Vladivostok. And when you see that stuff written out, typed out, you watch. Well, this is what this is a little bit. This is somebody not using a machine. They're using their hand and they're writing. This is a very important human thing. Your ability to be able to write is thinking. And if you can't write, please come and talk to me. I will get you help because this is important stuff, okay? So Georgia has written Humanities Destiny. Does anybody have any questions at this point about how this class is going to go, how you're going to be assessed, what exactly is going to be the methodology used to evaluate you? Do you have any particular questions? If not, I will explain right now so you understand, okay? Yes. Sure. Yes, yes. Ryan could comment. Ryan, just keep it brief, okay? Keep it brief for now. What's your name? How do you spell that? Ooh, let's do something fancy. Watch this. Could you go back to on board? Go down there. And could you just put 4? And could you tell her how to spell your name? Yeah. Way to go. Thank you. I bet you're going to notice something pretty soon. All these names are kind of exotic. Everybody comes from everywhere in this room. That's another class, Global Leader, where we look at everybody's from everywhere. How are we going to deal with this when you're riding the bus in one place and you've got the Americans sitting over there that we love so much now. And then we have Muslim here, Jewish there, Sikh over there, Christian here, and then the they, not the he or the she sitting over there. We've got so much diversity. What are we going to do? Start punching people because we're so angry at the world being so complicated? No. We figure out how we're going to live together on this connected planet where everybody's jumbled together. Yeah. So thank you, Daniel. You're on the list. You don't have to go up there later. Daniel's there on the onboard. Now Ryan is going to answer Daniel, and we're going to start getting this thing moving.
Well, I would say that, like, given my experience in your other two courses, it is very, like, independent in nature, I feel like, though sequential in a sense, right?
Yes.
Of course, this is the one class of yours I haven't taken before, so I would say based on the other two, short history of the world is very much just about understanding the world we live in, and it goes everything from the Big Bang up until now, so it covers all the civilizations, all the, I guess, revelations that humanity has come across throughout the history of time.
Yeah.
And in his other class, Global Leader, it really puts that together with what Lon was just talking about how to connect with all different types of nationality of people and all different types of people, and whatever way you want to describe it, and basically how we can all learn to communicate our ideas, and how even people from completely different parts of the world can come to the same philosophies and ideologies and way of looking at the experience of life. So based on what I know of this course, it's more about, okay, well, now where is that going?
Well, where is that going? So to essentially answer your question, it would help you to understand more deeply what it means to be a human being today.
But it's not a necessity.
It's not a necessity, yeah, for sure. I mean, you can tune into Schitt's Creek. How many of you have watched Schitt's Creek, which is absolutely brilliant? And you don't need to be watching the first or last. As soon as you watch it, you got the family, and you don't need to take the other courses. Everything stands on its own, each class. Why am I talking about Schitt's Creek? Because it's so good. And it's Canadian too. It's brilliant. I mean, that is a show in a league of okay, so let me come back to what we are doing today. Now, that was a good question from Daniel, but I want to go through how you will be assessed, because it's really important that in these topics that we will be exploring, and if you look at these topics from week to week, how to think about the future, history's lessons, the next big thing, sustainability, Together on Earth, which is a lot to do with freedom and the idea of freedom, and whether humans are going to be able to become more free, or whether we are going to go backwards because we're so afraid of things called human rights and the diversity of the human. And it's easier to put things all into their little compartments. But to be really free requires a new kind of mind, almost. So Together on Earth is about that, about the future of freedom. Science and religion, we're going to do a whole class on the sort of relationship between science and religion and what that can show us. Current event, we're going to take a current event and break that down in terms of what it says about our future, and then we're going to get into space exploration and beyond. But essentially, as we look at these topics, you will not be tested or quizzed. That's not how I'm going to assess your learning. This is how it's going to go, okay? There will be a discussion post every week, but I need to explain. So, discussion posts, number one. Discussion posts. In the class folder on DC Connect, you will see class 1, class 2, class 3 every week. And you will see the class recording there. You'll see the notes there. You'll see the live chat there. Everything is put into that folder. For those of you who come in person here, live, if you want to receive your full marks for that week's discussion post, which is 5 out of 5, 2.5% every week, you can either volunteer to do the notes in the class, and you won't have to do any discussion post. You will receive 5 out of 5 just for being the scribe, the note taker. So you've already got that. You don't have to worry, okay? But for the rest of you, this class, and for those of you online, and for those of you watching asynchronously later in 2 days from the library in Whitby as you watch the recording, or as you're walking your dog and you're listening to this class like a podcast, you will have more work to do. But for you, Now, all you have to do for the discussion post today is at the end of today's class, between now and next week's class, you simply have to write one question on that discussion board number 1, based on today's class. So you will have to think at the end of today's class, what is one question that I would like to ask? And I'm not going to beg you or implore you, but I probably should. Please don't ask ChatGPT to do that for you. As a matter of fact, we'll get to that in a moment. Ron has just used a word that's a little bit naughty, but it's a good word, and I'll use it later. It's called enshittification. And it's a new word that is being used to describe what technology is doing to the human mind. It's called slop. But I will get to that. It's
call that brain rot.
Brain rot, exactly. In this class, our brains are on fire. We don't rot. However, your question that you post at the end of the class before next week's class is very important, because it's going to demonstrate to me as I read them, was this student actually listening in this class? And does that question pertain to what we covered in the class? Just a question, that's it. For those of you online right now in the Cosmos, and that would be Jasmine, Jackson, Devanji, Carson, and the others live, here's what you will have to do. In order to get your 2.5%, 5 out of 5 each week, you have to go to the discussion board as well. But if you want full marks, 5 out of 5, you have to put a question plus a reason for that question. If you just do a question, you will get 4 out of 5. If you don't put anything there, but I noticed that you were in the class, you will get 3 out of 5. And if I get a sense through the weeks that I've got some ghosts coming into this, that there's some ghosts, that this solar system, these planets are not inhabited by anybody. They're just people putting their planet there, but they're off, vaping, working out, doing something. They're ghosting the class. I will deal with that rather harshly. For those of you watching asynchronously, completely online, never live, you have to do the question and the reason. And everything is posted for you in the discussion board, the first discussion board. You have a choice every week. You can choose to come to the class in person, do the question, great. You can choose to stay online because you can't get here, it's snowing, but you want to be live, you have options there. And then if you choose to be asynchronous, you have options. So every week, 2.5% for that. That's really important, because that's going to get you reflecting. You are constantly going to be using language in this class, the English language, to be thinking deeply and then processing and reflecting. What did we do? What did we cover? And your first assignment, your second assignment, and your third assignment coming later are all going to be deeper and deeper reflections, longer, with research, culminating in the final assignment of the semester, and that is when you will have a choice between a full essay or a video or a presentation, and we will get there. So it's all reflecting. And the way it breaks down is we have the discussion post. The second thing is assignment 1. That's worth 20%. And assignment 2 is worth 25%. I got to make sure my math is going to work here. I got it in my head today, but we'll make sure. And assignment 3 is worth 30%. So let's do some math for a moment, okay? And make sure we're all good. Before I answer this, let's see how engaged and attentive the students are right now. 25% for assignment 2, 30% for assignment 3. 2.5% times 14. 14 classes, 2.5% each. What does that come to? Is it, let's see, something like that? let's do some math and if this doesn't add up to 100%, I probably will be accountable to some higher power tonight. Does it add to 100%? Right. So then we're going to have to knock that down to 100 by, let's say, making a couple of discussion posts worth just 2.2% or maybe 2.5%, 12 discussion posts only. That gets us to 5%, and then I will fix that. I promise. That, though, will not change. Discussion posts in terms of how the percentages will be, I will adjust that a little bit, but assignment 1, assignment 2, and assignment 3, that definitely will stay. They're going to get more and more intensive, the assignments. They will be worth more and more. Does that make largely sense? Does anybody have anything they'd like to say to me right now? I will make sure it's corrected, but make sure that what you say is meaningful, because I'm on this. I will correct this. Does anybody want a quiz? A test? I can't stand them because I don't think they really do much, and they're boring to mark. I'm selfish. I like reading what you write. I like seeing what you think. I get a sense of how you really think, and I like to see how many students later in the semester start to jump off and go to ChatGPT and let the machine carry them. And then I know I got to talk to that student. I'm worried about that student. Just a second. Angelique?
Sometimes if ChatGPT will actually give you different answers, like it'll give you questions to a topic that I wouldn't have thought about, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I just want to know what you mentioned. I do give it credit for that. It's just kind of a really good question. I've never thought about it.
Well, we have to find a way through this semester, Angelique, to understand how to make technology work for us. But it's a work in progress for all of us right now in terms of how we're going to use this incredibly powerful tool that's only getting more and more fast, more and more responsive, and with the algorithms that are being developed now, more able to learn on its own. It's called machine learning. So we have some amazing visionaries in the story of humanity, going all the way back to, say, Alan Turing, for example, from the Second World War, who said humans are ready for a thinking machine. So, we have to figure out how we're going to make this work. And that's going to be through the whole semester. Human and machine, human and machine. How do we make this work? Okay, go ahead, Ryan.
One of the things like you have said in the past, and I think maybe this will resonate with Angelique here, is that you said, well, you can use AI to maybe prompt your thinking and prompt what you want to write, not write it for you. So, like Angelique said, you can find questions that maybe you wouldn't have thought of. It can prompt you along the writing process to come up with some ideas based on what you tell it that you have discussed from class, so that you can write something of your own.
We will look into this because it's a bit of a slippery slope.
Yeah.
But we're going to visit this constantly through this class because it has been said by many futurists, Angelique, and others, that the principal dilemma for humans today is to really understand how algorithms connect to human emotions. Think and if algorithms are going to start to manipulate the human emotion to such an extent that we are being controlled by the algorithm, this is a very dark and disturbing place. But we need to talk about this. It's very much. Ron, go ahead.
My friend Ryan and I diverge on this point. I'm not a big fan of AI at all. It's artificial intelligence, not actual intelligence.
Well, maybe we'll call it augmented intelligence for the moment, but let me come back, okay? Because I'm a little concerned about what I would call the afternoon doldrums.
I was going to say something.
Hold on, Ron, hold on 2 seconds, okay? Just hold on. This is a great turnout in person that we have today. And it's a real testament to your desire to be together with others. And I want to make sure you get your money's worth today. I really do. Your money's worth and time's worth is not just the class and learning from somebody who cares a lot about this. It's meeting all the others. So I want to get an activity going. And here's what we're going to do. I always do this in my first classes. Just a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4. With Ryan, we're good. Can you stay for the activity, or if you want? Yeah, it's so I would like, among the 24, 12 of you now to come up and stand shoulder to shoulder facing the wall. And I'll make it easy. I'll just count out the first 12. Okay, so Georgia, come here. You can come off the board. Please come here. Yes. 3, Angelique, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and Elizabeth, 12. Okay, this morning. Okay. So here we go. 12 facing that way. The rest of you, I would like to line up in front of them so that you're all in front of one person. So we should have 2 completely parallel lines. Okay? 2 completely parallel lines. And if we have to move a couch, it's okay. We can move things around. We can become a little bit physical and get our energy going through these afternoon yoga. Okay, you can move. So there should be 12 there and 12 here, and you should all be facing one person. So without even a problem. Excellent, excellent. For all of you in the cosmos, I will come to you shortly. So you should all be in front of one person. Now, what I'd like to say is, as we get this activity going, I just want to remind you that we're supposed to take a break at the top of the hour, and then we finish the class at 4. Would it be all right if we never have a break in this class, but we end 15 minutes early? Because that gets the momentum. You don't, we really get it going. So by the end of the class, we're like, right, we've walked up the mountain together, we're right at the top, and then you can go back to the cabin yourself. Okay? Good. So, in a moment, I'm going to say go, and what I would like is each person facing the other, have a little conversation for about 2 or 3 minutes about what you'd like to achieve in this class, what you would consider success in humanity's destiny. What will make you feel that this has been really worth your while? What are your expectations of this class? And then I will say switch, and everybody takes a step to the right and does the same thing over again with another person. Introduce yourself to the person, get to know some of your classmates a little bit, and understand what they're hoping to achieve. Who knows, you might make a good friend in this class. And so, does everyone feel they understand my instructions?
No, can you repeat it again?
Exactly. Go ahead, start the conversation. All right, so we have begun the main activity today, and I'm going to come back to all of you online right now because I want to make sure that you all have a chance to do exactly what everybody's doing here. And what I'm going to do for the moment is I'm going to go get the other camera because I want to show something. Keep going. Okay, good. Okay, great. So I've got the camera here now, and I can show you what's happening. Okay, so let me just switch to the other camera. Okay, so everybody, here I am now. You can see, for all of you online, look at that. Okay, there's a nice lineup. Everybody. Okay, so you just Did you all just see me panning along the group in the class? Lovepreet, is that what you just saw? Just put yes. Excellent, excellent. Okay, so there you go. Now I want to give you all a chance to do this yourself, but in a slightly more controlled way. Okay, so I have to use this microphone here. Let me find a nice angle. Okay, so what I'd like you all to do right now in the pause of this is I would like you to think about what exactly is it you would like to achieve with this course. What would make this course successful? I'd like you to enter those thoughts into the live chat, okay? I would ask you to unmute your microphone. But we'll have this is probably the speaker. So it's fine to just put everything into the live chat. All I ask, can you hear me? I'm on? Sorry. Let me try something else. Hold on. I'm going to try it. Okay, you should be able to hear me. Aman, can you hear me clearly? Or is it Aman? Can you hear me clearly now? Yeah, great. Okay. So here's what I'd like all of you to do. I would like you to write into the live chat as best you can what you hope to achieve in the class this semester, okay? Take about 10 minutes to do this. Please make what you write clear, not notes, but full sentences. Okay, switch. Take a step to the right. Everybody takes a step to the right. Let's see what happens. There might be a bit of a train wreck, but everybody steps to the right. Okay? You're going to, that's right. That's right. So Elizabeth goes this way. You go that way. That's, you're confusing. You should be in front of a new person, and you're going to do the whole thing again. Go ahead. Yeah. Are you in front of a new person? Great. Okay. I'm just getting everybody set up. Good, Jackson. That's. I'm glad, Jackson, that you're honest. You're looking to pass the class. Jackson, can I speak frankly? Do you mind? I won't. I'm going to speak so you are. You know, when a student tells me that they just want to pass the class, I would say that that student does not think very highly of their own abilities. In other words, you're a low achiever, and I want you to be a high achiever in this class. I want you to be more than just passing. I want you to do well. Now, Jackson, I have to be careful on how I say this because I don't want in any way for you to be offended by this. I mean it as somebody who's trying to guide you and help you to be better. Did what I just say make sense, or do you find it a problem? Passing the class is not good enough for me. I want you to do better than that. How does that? Okay. Good, Jackson. So I'm going to push you to do that, and I'm going to push you in terms of I want you to really be thinking more deeply and about writing better. And when I know you're doing that, you're going to do well in this class, okay? I just want to see the effort. Great. Okay, keep them coming. We've got a good turnout even online today as well. It is excellent. And we have, and I want to make sure I get the pronunciations correct with the names here. So Aman, is that how you pronounce your name? Aman or Aman? Let's see if I can hear you. Could you, Aman, if I'm pronouncing it correctly, could you let me know? Aman, is that right? Okay, Javon, good. Good. Javon, were you in one of my classes last semester? That
Oh
name
yeah, yes, I was.
sounds
Yeah,
very familiar. Go
yeah,
ahead.
Javon. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
Yeah, great. Nice to see you or hear you for this semester as a course title say. Said where we're heading. Yeah, the ethical. Absolutely, we'll be talking a lot about that and exploring that um, constantly, Javon. It's very important. Okay, switch. One step to the right. Just turn right if you're at the corner there. Come around. Okay, so you're going to the right. Exactly. So come around. Here you're going to the right. Keep the circle moving. Excellent. There you go. Keep going. Thanks, Aman. I know I'm trying to make sure that those of you who are online are also feeling that you're part of the class as much as possible, okay? So Carson, excellent. I think I've got that. Devanji, is it Devanji? Is that how it's pronounced? Or is it different? Devanji.
No, it's Devangi.
Say that again?
It's Devangi, not G.
Devangi.
Yes.
Thank you. Could you write that in the live chat, Devangi, with the proper syllable stresses? It's Devangi. So it's a hard G, not a soft G. And it sounds like it's the stresses on the second syllable. Devangi or Devangi. If you could just put that in the live chat so I can pronounce it correctly. I'll have a record of it. Okay, so Jasmine, Lovepreet, and Rajdeep. I think I've got those correct. Lovepreet, have I seen you in another class? I can't remember. Lovepreet. Lovepreet Singh? Maybe. Okay, so as you're trying to respond to my questions about pronunciation, also take some time to do what Devang Yi has said and Javon has said, as well as it looks like Jackson, that they've all put in their comments about what they would like to achieve. I'd like to see comments from Rajdeep, Lovepreet, Yasmin, let's see who else. Good Aman. Yeah, human behavior. One of the things we're really going to understand deeply in this class, Aman, is what is a human being? What is our purpose on planet Earth? And that will inevitably take us to human behavior. So it can be very philosophical, this class. Okay, switch. One step to the right, keep it going. Way to go, everybody. Keep it going. For those of you who are watching this recording later as well, what I call the asynchronous students, make sure that you understand what is written for the discussion post number 1. I've already mentioned that to everybody, but you will see written in the discussion board the instructions that you have not just a question, but a reason for that question of 225 to 250 words. This is for the students who are watching the recording later. So just remember, those of you watching the recording, you have some deep thinking to do. I'm just reading yours, Rajdeep. Good. My suggestion, based on what you've written, Rajdeep, is if you want to improve your communication skills and also maintain relationships, I would highly recommend that you come in person and you can interact. Yes.
Do those notes get posted?
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Yep. Very good. So Rajdeep, let me just show you something, okay? Take a look right now at this, Rajdeep. That is human relationships. You see that? People interacting and talking. Rajdeep, that's what you want, is you want to be part of these conversations. Okay? So there you go. Excellent. Can you hear me clearly, Rajdeep, as I said that? You should be able to. I'm just trying to make sure the microphone today. Yeah, okay. Great. Okay. Okay, switch, please. Please switch. Keep it going. We're getting there. We're getting there. See, look at this. Look at this. That's let me come back before everybody gets a little bit dizzy. Okay, so I'm doing a little bit of marketing right now for all of you online to show you how great it is to come in person. But I know the class is designed with options. Okay?
A very healthy media. Something that I think it's something that I think
Okay. Excellent, Lovepreet. Exactly. The human bond. Oh, it's a beautiful word, Lovepreet. The bond. You know, when we talk about what is really unique to the human being in this age of increasing mechanization and automation, it's the bond, human bond. Don't ever forget that, Lovepreet. It's a nice and important point. Final switch, and then we're going to take it up, okay? One more switch. Yeah, that's not a problem, Lovepreet. I'm reading your chat post now, okay? Lovepreet, I'm going to put my email here, okay? You can always email me. Let me just... You can always email me, Lovepreet, if you have any questions after the class, okay? So there's my email. That's for all of you online right now. My email. Okay, so we're about to wrap up this activity, and I'm concerned because, Carson, I'm not seeing anything from you. Are you a ghost or are you real? It could be that Planet CN or Carson is not real. I want to make sure. Carson, are you a real human being? Very important. Okay, good. So Carson, I'm asking you to write your expectations for this class, just like the others have. Go ahead. Excellent. Okay. Take a few minutes, okay, Carson? What exactly do you want me to do in this class besides give you a great mark? which I can't do unless you do some good work. So, what are you hoping to achieve in this class? It's important for me to see this and understand it. Okay? And for all of you watching the recording later, this is something that you can be reflecting on in your discussion post as well. Your expectations for this course.
Basically, get one you stay at the entire if you risk sleeping,
I've heard of it. Yeah.
yeah, it's fun.
Okay. Okay, everybody, please return to your seats. And Georgia, could you go back to the board for the big part of the class? This is a very important part. Georgia, could you make a new slide called Take Up? Take Up. We're going to be doing our notes, and we have all sorts of things written in the live chat as well. Let me just make sure that the microphone properly is connected to the right. Yeah, because we've had all sorts of problems there. Let me come back to the topic. Excellent. Way to go. So that activity is not quite like having 3 shots of espresso, but maybe it was a bit like that. You got energized from 2.5 espresso. Okay. What you just experienced was the human brain in action and the way we love to interact with each other. And I will always try and help you see things that are so obvious you tend to forget. But we need to remind ourselves again and again and again this semester. What is it that is uniquely special about the human being that no machine is ever going to be able to replicate? And I would say that there's something magical happening when humans interact. But anyways, take up. And hold on your thoughts, Angelique, because I want to make sure I get everybody to provide some of their insights from this activity. But okay, make a new slide, okay? Yeah, call it Take Up. But if you can't, you can write it there, okay? Don't worry, but good, okay. A student did ask during this activity, will these notes be posted? Which was a great question because it meant that the student considers these notes significant. And of course, my answer is yes, they will be posted. They will be in the class folder with the recording and everything else. You will have these materials to refer to in your own time, in your own leisure, to do your reflections and to be thinking about your future. So take up. Well, here comes a slightly more kind of a stressful part. Who would like to tell us what was discussed in their moment of moving through? What did they hear? What did they say about expectations? Just a general summary of things that you kind of learned or things that you may have been saying yourself. 1, 2, 3. Okay, good. But wait a minute. Among these 3, which one of you would be ready to come and stand here at the podium so you can be heard and you can be seen and I can disappear? Let's see what's left. Oh, yes, yes, and yes. Okay, hold on a second. I see a teachable moment here that is really exciting for me. Could you just give your name to Georgia? Go back to on board. Yeah, exactly. So get Georgia moving and okay, on board and put that down. And when you, take your time, okay? I would like you and you and you to give your full name to her. And I'd like you to put a star beside each of the names. So UCLA, please, full name. Taven, T-A-V-E-N. Mm-hmm.
E-Y-T-O-N, like Manning.
Oh.
E-Y.
Taven Peyton Manning, like the. Yes.
Y-O-U-S-S-E-F.
Beautiful. Now we get exotic again. Okay. Next. Name?
My name's Elizabeth. You can just write Liz if it's easier to spell.
Well, what do you like to be called? But what makes you feel you as opposed to everybody else? Elizabeth. Okay, Elizabeth. Great. Put a star beside Elizabeth, a star beside Taven as well. And then finally, Jordan Brown. Okay? Excellent. Thank you. Star beside those three because what's
And my last name is
Elizabeth number 2? That's not
my
clear.
last name is Basiag.
Ah.
BACUYA.
Star beside each, because each of them is now going to get 5 out of 5 just for allowing themselves to be put under the microscope a little bit. Yes. So among these three, Taven, Elizabeth, and Jordan, I would say that it was Taven that would like to come up and talk. So Taven, why don't you come up and tell us, and you cannot look at your phone. You cannot look at any machine. It has to come out of your brain, out of your memory, and it has to make sense. Go ahead.
So from a lot of the newer students I heard, this seems like no disrespect, an easier course. It had a lot
Yes.
less intensive work.
Yep.
A lot of the work is done in the classroom. We discuss with each other.
Absolutely. This is true.
We use our words. We don't have to type much out unless we're doing like our discussion posts.
Yep.
But from returning students, I heard a lot of, I like the way this guy teaches. It's a lot more abstract. I remember saying, I haven't been in a class with live note taking. It's always a pre-prepared statement,
Yes.
prepared slides, couple hundred slides. We're gonna go through this, and as you can see here, we're gonna go through the future of humanity. Yeah, it's that sort of stuff, and I like that new approach. The reason I chose this class, I was a little bit late to registration, but the second I saw this was out of the ones that I could have taken, I was like, this is the most interesting one by far. I like history. I truly believe like we are creatures of habit. We repeat our forefathers, as it were. We history repeats itself almost always in every.
Okay, we're now
aspect.
paddling down a creek, and we want to get back to the ocean. We've gone off on a tangent. I want you to answer the question: what do you hope to achieve?
What do I hope to
Yeah,
achieve?
when you walk out of this class.
Look at
all this is good. All this is good, but I want to get this boat,
what do I hope to
this
achieve?
canoe, back to where it should be. Go ahead.
Well, to observe the patterns of the past to predict what the future is going to look like.
Nice. To observe the past and see what the future might look like.
Because you related algorithms to human emotions, right?
Yes.
Well, you can look at the algorithms of the past to predict the outcomes.
Well, let's just leave it at that, because in history's lessons, which I will be doing a whole class on, I think you're going to find that fascinating, because I extract from short history of the world some of the critical global forces, the forces in the human story that have been there and that will always be there. And what are they, and how might they change their shape over time, like the force of religion. Imagine I would say such a thing, that there might be a new religion. No, not possible.
Worship
All
AI.
the religions are there already. How could we have a new one? Well, wait a minute. Talk to Abraham, talk to Moses, talk to the great Siddhartha Gautama of Buddhism, talk to Muhammad, the great Islamic prophet and warrior, brave man. What about all the other prophets? At some point, they had to create a new way of thinking. Unless they received it in a cave, on a mountaintop, while they got close to a deity or deities. That's another story about how prophets tend to get inspired, but maybe there's a new religion coming.
Worship AI.
Oh, okay, we will see. But history.
I know. I've been seeing a lot of
History-
people are like, "Oh, this is God reincarnated," and I'm like, "You need to take antipsychotics."
Have you been reading the Yuval Noah Harari's work, Homo Deus and Sapiens? And he's a very good thinker on these things. Okay, Trevor, is it?
Taven.
Taven, Taven,
Taven,
okay.
don't worry about
Thank
it.
you, Taven, okay? Way to go, okay? I hope that as you see Elizabeth now and then Jordan, when they come up and tell us what happened, that you're going to see something that you normally don't think about. And that is you're seeing a human being standing up in front of other humans, and this human is using this extraordinary thing called their brain power, memory, also critical thinking. And the human brain is able to do things that no other brain has been able to do on this planet among all the other creatures that have walked and lived here, come and gone through evolution. It is true. And I will show you through the course. If you have questions about this, I will help and guide you to very good sources to show you that, yes, there has been this thing called evolution happening, and that we have been gifted with the human brain over billions of years of evolution. And that brain can imagine 30 years from now. It can look ahead. It can look back 100 years, 200 years. It has this 360-degree view of everything. Your dog's brain, the whale's brain, the dolphin's brain, the chimpanzee's brain, they don't have that. We have this incredible range. And we don't need a machine to do anything. We just need to stand up in front of others and speak and talk and tell others about what we think. And that's what Elizabeth is going to do right now. She's going to do the very human thing. Please come up and tell us.
Do I have to? I guess I do. There's a
Yeah.
microphone here.
Are you all right? You need some shoes?
No.
No?
My
Good.
shoes are over there.
Okay. She's a comfortable human.
So, two main things I noticed, well, maybe three. Some people are here to. There are two people, I believe, I talked to who felt like they have been thinking one way for a long time, and they're here to expand how they think and see different perspectives. There's someone else I talked to who, like Taven said, this would be like an easy class. And then another person I was talking to, I was just asking them, based on today, how interesting they found this course. And they're like, yeah, it's fairly interesting. And I think I'll get more excited about it as the semester goes on. And I'm like, yeah, me too. This seems like a course that is exciting to discuss.
Opening yourself to a new perspective. Is that fair to say? Opening to a new perspective?
Yeah.
Okay, how about, I hope that by the end of the course, I will have opened to a new perspective.
Sure.
New perspective.
Yes, open but not necessarily taken in.
Not taken in?
Not necessarily.
Okay, but open to it,
Yes.
and you are thinking more deeply about it.
Mm.
Okay, fair enough. Open to a new perspective. Anything else that you'd like to add that you heard that was somehow uncomfortable?
Somehow uncomfortable?
Yeah, something uncomfortable. So it wasn't just polite, nice things, but actually something got said that was a little bit hard to hear. But it's real.
Hard to hear?
Yeah.
Well, the fact that some people are here to hoping to get a good mark is kind of hard to hear for me, but
Okay.
not
That's normal.
really.
Are you worried about the future, Elizabeth?
In what way?
Do you think humanity is heading?
And how far into the future?
Are you worried that we are losing our way, human beings, to our creation, Frankenstein?
I think I haven't seen enough of the world to know that.
What's that? Well,
I'm
there we
also
go.
really optimistic for no reason, so I think we're
Okay,
fine.
so I wonder if by the end of the course, Elizabeth's optimism may be tempered with some
Please don't.
realism.
Thanks. Thank you. For
We
that.
shall see. Optimism and pessimism are big forces moving through this course, and we'll come to you, okay? Optimism. Now, optimism at the end of the course, we'll revisit that, okay? Optimism now, optimism at the end of the course, something different, new perspective. Okay. Thank you for coming up, okay? It's excellent. And you're doing this on your toes. And you're truly doing it on your toes. You're thinking on your toes. By the way, I wanted to just tell all of you that, yes, the course is designed in a way to be lighter in workload, but heavier in intensity in the classroom experience, so that when you come to the class, you choose to drive here, ride your bike here, or whatever, that you're going to make it worth your while. It's going to be a really good class. But once you start writing, especially your first assignment, I may make you a little uncomfortable if I start to notice that you're not really writing that well. I may try and help you. I may try and get you to rewrite something. So I want you to know that it could get a little difficult, but it's not going to be difficult. It's this part where we think together and you reflect after. That's critical. Taven?
Yes. You say not write well. In what way? Like our sentence structure or the quality of our ideas?
Both. If I see that the ideas that you are writing about, when I've asked you to write about what happened in the class, you're writing about something else, it will make me think that you are not actually watching the recording of the class, or you haven't come to the class, but you're kind of trying to just get an assignment in that's talking about the future. But where's the content from the class? Where are the ideas that we've explored around history's lessons, the next big thing, sustainability, freedom, all of these things, Taven? That's called integration of course content. And I look closely at that when you write, okay? Now, this gentleman here has said a very important thing. What's your name? Dimitri. Dimitri has said he's worried. Dimitri, would you like a star beside your name? 5 out of 5, just like that? You ready to come up and make sense? Take the floor, okay? Dimitri gets a star, he gets 5 out of 5. This gentleman is worried, Elizabeth. Please go ahead. Yeah. Nope, just listen, just listen. Let's see what he says. This human being is not so sure.
It's not just one thing. There is a few different things that's happening now in the world, which we all probably know about. There is kind of a political debacle. I feel like we forgot the lessons from fascist Germany or Nazi Germany, and we're going back to fascism, kind of slowly testing the water. And then, of course, there is the environmental sustainability. Like, we all apparently need to drive cars and fly everywhere just to live our lives. And yeah, loss in biodiversity. But beyond all that, even just having the human experience, I think, is deteriorating just by sitting and looking at screens. I mean, the screens are there to help us, but now they became kind of part of our lives, and whether we want it or not, we feel like we have to do it, maybe for a job or for like socializing. And we're losing those real connections with nature, with ourselves, and just kind of even like work. When I'm thinking about it, people used to work, but they used to work together and they used to sing so they could enjoy work. Now we're kind of working and we hate it.
Well, now, let's come back, and I'll be tough on him, tough, so to speak, not that tough. So, what do you hope to achieve in this humanity's destiny after this rather dark and dystopian view of the human experience, which I rather might maybe agree with? No, I don't. Maybe I do. I'm not so sure. But I like what you just said. But I'm not going to commit to it. I have to make sure I'm open to everything. But he said some wise things. So why are you in this class then, if you seem to have a pretty clear idea of where it's all going?
Well, I'll be happy to open my horizons and learn more and see where we can go, right?
I'll be happy to learn more. Well, I'm going to remind you of something that was once said by one of the great thinkers of the future and world historians, and I will bring them in more and more to the class, sometimes just tell you, sometimes their books. Jacob Bronowski is one such person who, in the late 1960s, he wrote a book called The Ascent of Man that was made into a television series called The Ascent of Man, and it was really the first television series in which science was popularized. Later came Carl Sagan, and Carl Sagan made that wonderful television series called Cosmos in the 1980s, and then came Neil deGrasse Tyson, whom you all know, I suspect. And he was, I believe, a student of Neil deGrasse Tyson. Jacob Bronowski was writing about the human experience and about humanity at a time when humans were just beginning to absorb the Apollo missions in the 1960s, in which we humans saw the planet whole for the first time. It wasn't just about going to the moon. It was when we looked back and saw the planet for the first time. And he began to try and understand what this was going to mean for the human being. And he said, you know what the destiny is for human beings? Knowledge is our destiny. Knowledge. We want to know more. Just like him. He's open. He just basically said, I'm open. I'd like to learn more. He's not saying, like a lot of those authoritarians today, semi-fascists that we're seeing around the world. We won't name the country. We know who we're talking about, but we will name the idea that the president of this country just said in an interview that he gave. Do you know what he said? His own words, as if his words mean anything. He said, international law doesn't matter. The only thing that matters to me is my own morality. And everybody's going to bend to my morality. Well, that is a person who is not open to much. That is not human. That's something else. There is what Jacob Bronowski was talking about. Knowledge is our destiny. We want to know more. We want to go to new places. We're prepared to change ourselves, become something different, as long as we have proof. Is that fair, Dimitri, in what I've said?
Absolutely.
And so I hope that you will be able to open yourself to some new horizons this semester, but it will depend if the students are ready to talk about these things with the kind of precision and sort of good feeling that you talked about it today. Okay, thanks very much. Okay. Well, there are many figures that I will want to. Brian mentions Alfred North Whitehead, but there are many others that we will be bringing into the class, futurists and others who are trying to understand where we are going. But I would like to sort of move our little spacecraft today towards the conclusion of the class. Every class is going to be a little journey, a little exploration through the human story. And I want to make sure that everybody gets their names up on the board for on board, because when I check attendance, I have to make sure that in my spreadsheet, I know that you're all here. And then I can say, well, Angelique, when she just posted her question, she gets her 5. And with Fatima, she posted her question, she gets 5. And I know that they're going to get their 5s because I'll look at the notes and there's a little star beside Elizabeth and beside Taven. No, Tavon. Taven. Okay.
Like Haven, but with a
Haven.
T.
Thank you. I'll remember Haven, but with a T. So I need that list to make sure everybody gets their proper marks. Okay. So before you all go and line up and put your names there, first, I want to ask our scribe, as we move towards conclusion, Georgia, is there anything that you would like to write on the board today that comes to mind that you think we should remember just as a result of today's class? A piece of insight? And it doesn't have to be amazing. It's just Georgia said this. Because George's brain is an extraordinary, evolved instrument that the gods or a god, we don't know, allowed to develop. And you are only going to be here for about 100 years, and then you will be gone. Maybe you'll be more, maybe less. So the miracle of your life, the miracle of your brain is very important. A word, one word. One word. What would you write? One word. What's that? Smile? Put it there, smile. Beautiful. Okay? Smile. Dimitri, this is the beginning of a new horizon. Maybe, maybe not. This class is about humanity's destiny. We are all humanity. Humanity is a loaded word. It doesn't just mean humankind. It also means a special bond. It also means compassion or benevolence. Humanity has a lot in it. So the future of humanity in this class is going to be not just about where are we going, but it's also where is our humanity going? We might even ask, where is love going if the engineers take over? This is what some futurists have said. The engineers are taking over. Elon Musk is taking over. Brilliant, but cold as ice. Just wants to make a massive load of money, but brilliant. Destiny. Do we have a special destiny? Are we humans unique, or are we just part of all the other evolved creatures? Or is there something truly special? Do we have something? Are we chosen? The idea of being chosen is not just stuff for religions. It's for all of us. Are we chosen for something? We shall see. So, unless you have any questions, do you have any questions you'd like to say? Angelique, final word, and then we're going to get the names up on the board, and we're going to conclude, okay? Please. And then Jordan, you want to say something too? Oh, we did. Yes, please. I'm sorry. My mind is thinking too. Yes, come up. And thank you for reminding me, okay? He will have the final word, okay, today? Let him. Jordan is coming up. Please put a star. And I'm glad you reminded me and you weren't afraid to say to the professor, you forgot. No, we're going to end in 5 minutes. No break. Remember, we end 15 minutes early. Okay? So, Jordan, go ahead and tell us.
So a lot of people, they were just excited about being able to have a forum we can express our own views and learn from other people's views. Personally, based on some of the discussion today, I'm excited to learn about how seemingly unrelated topics like history, science, culture, technology,
religion, freedom, for example, how these seemingly unrelated ones
how they all connect.
How the topics connect, how the big topics connect. Very interdisciplinary. It's an important way to think, by the way. In between the disciplines, you find the human thing. There's a nurse, there's a scientist, and there's a cop, and they're all doing their thing, but in between those things is the human thing. Right?
Yeah, no, exactly.
So how they all connect, how the different topics connect.
And also just being able to, I think a class like this can help everyone grow in a lot of ways in terms of expanding, opening their horizons and being open to different points of view. And I think that the way that this class is structured, with it being about discussion, I think that is a very good way to make sure we are staying on top of like being like thinking critically and actually utilizing our brain to its full potential.
Jordan, I'm just going to come back, final sort of point here. I sense something similar to what Dimitri was saying, and even Jacob Bernowski. Why do you want to grow? Why don't you just stay the way you are?
I think everyone, even if they seem perfect, I think everyone has opportunities to grow. It allows you to understand different perspectives, allows you to not just think of yourself. I think it helps you to think of the world community as a whole. And I think that will, in turn, just if everyone is willing to grow, I think that can make us well on our way to changing the course of humanity's destiny.
Well, thank you very much, Jordan. And I want to grow.
Thank you.
I want to grow. I want to grow. Question is, towards what? Well, I'm looking forward to next week's class. I may switch things around. I may jump to the next big thing next week. And generally, I'll give a little lecture at the beginning about the topic. Then we'll have our discussion. But I would like to make sure that you go back to the onboard, okay? So that everybody can fill that card, that one with your names. And if you have to, make another card. So we have about 24 students in here and only 8 names. So we got to fill that up and maybe some other cards. Georgia will help you make another card if needed, okay? But please go ahead, get your names there. I will be here. We are landing. We're bringing our little craft down onto the tarmac. Yes. Yeah. Great. What's your name again? Yeah, no problem. Thanks, yeah. Good. Make sure you get your name there, okay? Because that's...
The discussion posts, are these different, are those separate marks?
No, if you're getting your 5 today for participating and allowing me to grill you a little bit. You participated. Same with Elizabeth, same with Jordan. Georgia gets her 5 out of 5 for notes. But next week, if none of those things happen, and you're here in person, you just did the question only, okay?
Appreciate it. I'll see you next week.
See you next week.
So, Simon, did you say we have a question and a reason?
No, not
Just
for
a
you.
question?
Just the question,
Okay.
because you're in person. Because you're in person.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then I guess like the question I was kind of leaning towards was, how can you help someone who's stuck, kind of, in terms of,
Is that based on today's class?
based on today's class was getting to know each other and
Yes.
things like that.
Okay.
But if I were to, are we talking about the reasons why we want to take
No
this
way. It's a question that today's class inspires you to ask.
class?
Yeah. It's a
About-
question. It could be about anything for now. Okay. It's a
Yeah.
question that you are asking as you leave that you feel is important that you would not have asked had you not been in this class.
And then actually, where I'm trying to go is this, my direction was, like last semester I took Canadian incarceration
Okay.
because I thought it was a population that needs recreation therapy. And then when I did an interview and then I asked him, I'm like, do you have remorse for your crime? He just said yes. Then I was like, my answer was like, I have faith in humanity. That kind of what sparked this course was just a way of,
Thank you.
I guess that way of humanity is just kind of like being a better human. Kind of thing.
What does that
How
mean?
can you
Yeah.
be a better human?
Yeah.
And
that's a
then
good
I
question.
like
That's a great, Angelique.
and I
That's a good question. How can we be better humans?
and then I've lived in situations where I was mistreated and then they broke the rules all the time. I'm like, do you not care about humanity? Why do you break the rules? Why do you hurt people? Why do you steal? Why do you do this? Like, do you not see that it hurts people? Like, you're not a very good human, kind of thing, right? And it's just like, how do you fix that?
Great question.
You know? So that was
Great
like,
question.
how do I ask that?
How, that might be your question next week.
How do you
Okay, how do you fix it? How do you fix it?
Yeah.
Well, okay, thank you. Okay, make sure, Angelique, you're there, just so I know you were here. I may forget.
Okay.
But you get your 5, okay?
Okay. So, how can you? My question would be like, if it's a good question,
How can we fix the things that make us inhuman?
Yeah, how can we fix?
How can we be more
How can
human?
we fix someone who's not compassionate?
Great question. We often say today medication, but there are other ways. There are many. I've seen Ryan in another class. He was sitting like this. He was taking in. He was meditating. His hands up, taking in some power from up there. He's a smart guy. You talk to him. He understands a lot of things.
And it's like, yeah, how can you fix someone who's not compassionate?
You gotta give them something to live for.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Meaning of life, you know, is what you make of it.
Give a purpose. Yeah, purpose. A real purpose. No, yeah. Yes, to get there, go to DC Connect, go to the discussion thread, and you'll see discussion board number 1. Okay? Discussion board. Good. Yes.
I just want to let you know I'm not currently registered in this class.
Okay.
I just tagged along with Dimitri.
Yeah.
But I'm going to try to transfer in. And
Well, if you'd like to, and if you can't, you're always welcome to join. I just won't be able to give you any assignments or grade you. But you know, Ryan, I didn't ask him to come. He came with because and I have students like that. They all want to learn and grow.
Of course.
This is great. So
This seems to be a class where you actually get to learn and grow pretty.
well, I
highly.
believe we're living in a time, Elizabeth, where we need to be so much smarter and more human, because it's a strange time. So we've got to get better. We all have to get better. We do. And that's my mission as a professor now.
What's better for you then? What's better?
Calm down.
Yeah, that's a big one for me too.
Listen to others, so you're calm enough to stop talking and start listening to others.
Speaking of.
The calming part is very important.
How's that going for you?
Took me a long time. I'm 63 now, so I've learned a lot.
Where do you, in terms of that objective, where do you think you are? Are you as calm as you'd like to be? Or how often are you as calm as you'd like to be?
Yeah, I am. I'm generally, you know what? Yeah, I'm in a good place. Generally, I'm very lucky in some of the things I have in my life. My family, my wife, this place, many things. But I always at night, when I go home later at night, I go to the library. I have many books, and I unplug everything. I don't want to be online at night at all. It's just too much. I want to think. So I highly recommend quiet time, unplugged time.
I was homeschooled for a while. Actually, that's not really relevant. But I spent a lot of time at home, and I wasn't actually doing the school, so I had a lot of time kind of in my room on my own. And I spent so much time just thinking. And I remember when I eventually went into a public high school, in my grade 12 year, my last year or something, somebody asked me what I do when I'm bored. And I'm like, well, sometimes I kind of just sit there and think. And they're like, wow. But over the past few years, I haven't done that ever. Like, I'm always doing something, even when I don't want to do something. And then when I'm not doing something, I feel the need to do something. So.
But you're wise.
Yeah.
You're very wise in what you said. You know, thinking, it's the human imagination and the things that just by sitting still, and it's just remarkable what the mind can go and what it can think of, and all the things we don't want to think about. But then we have to, just let it calm down, and then it gets still, and then boy, our ability to concentrate for long periods is quite remarkable. when he's still in. Hold on a second, okay? So are you guys good? You have a question? Yeah.
It's a very boring question.
Boring. What's the boring question?
Okay, Elizabeth says that you already asked it.
No, but
I just want to make sure it's okay to attend, even though I'm not registered.
Absolutely. You're not registered?
So I am right now, but I will drop it because I don't need it. So the way
You're always welcome. Try to register, and if you can't, and it's full, because I have like all the then, oh, you are? Okay, good. Yeah.
I'm gonna drop
yeah.
it.
But you can still
But
come.
I'm still gonna come.
You can still come, for sure.
is this class full right now? Do you know?
It's I think it's 55 is the limit, and today when I checked it was 50. So there's
Okay.
5 spots.
I hope so.
Well, you could sit and join because why do yeah,
I don't know if I will. I guess it would depend on the
it
professor.
depends on the professor.
No, I won't be able to do assignments. But I'm also going to try to train. Yeah, you wouldn't get a credit.
Yeah, you don't get a credit. Yeah, I would no. So they're here because why you think I'm going to tell Dimitri not to come after what he said today, or Elizabeth not to come, or Ryan?
Yeah,
You know, it's you know.
Like, is there a limit on how many classes you can come to, or you can just like sit in here for free?
Yeah.
Like all semester and like not do the assignments?
Yes.
Usually the bigger classes,
Yeah.
nobody cares.
Yeah. For sure.
I was gonna say, I didn't know that.
When I was
It
in
depends on the
university-
professor. It depends on the professor. I do believe that what matters is creating an education experience in which everybody has access to, in whatever way. However, for those who are paying and those who are registered, they get the credit, they get the marks, they get the assignments. They have the chance to really get my feedback. But for the classes, for sure.
When I was insecure, I attended all the time.
Yeah.
Even just to come and see if I want to go.
Okay, let me just and for those of you online, I'm still here, but let's just see who joined. Oh, Aman, I don't think you were listening if you're asking that because I went over this, but do you want me to answer this now for you? Are you still there? Let's just see. Okay. For all of you, I'm just going to write down, for all of you, please read the instructions for discussion post 1. Everything you need is there. Whoops. If you still have questions, please email me at lon.appleby@durhamcollege.ca. Okay? Okay. Okay, guys, I gotta go. So I will see you next week. Okay.